Take a look at stocks. Record highs here at the open for the S&P and the NASDAQ.
$9.8 trillion in April, almost entering bear market territory, and it's nearly now recovered all of its loss.
People are falling behind on their mortgage payments, and lenders are taking action to collect.
Half of all U.S. parents with kids over the age of 18 support their kid financially.
The fire, you have mass amounts of foreclosures. GDP was just revised lower. Spending, you know, that thing in an economy, fell off a cliff. And Winnebago or RV sales, those things that you buy in a good economy, that's gone. They also cut guidance. And that is the chicken in the coal mine. Because I've seen canaries. That is not a canary. Jobs are vanishing, but not H-1B visas. They're exploding, and you have wage garnishments. And if you are a student, you know, they tell you to go to college, get into $200,000 in debt, go get a job, make $210,000 a year to survive, or at least $94,432. And that number's going to go up. You're like, how the Hades am I supposed to do this? Well, vote socialist. That is not fair that the 1% get it all. Stock market, biggest rebound ever. Bitcoin breaks all-time highs. Also, you guys, it's a rebound. It's a bounce. Which I said it would do. I even launched a course right there during the bounce. Also, $2.99 if you want to grab it. I teach you how to be a millionaire step by step. I'd recommend you get it for $2.99 and not $3.99. I throw in the bear market course for free, so when it goes down, you can make money up and down. Right now, we're in the up part. Oh, also, if you wanted to know what that pattern is, it's a head and shoulders, but it's inverted. But there is no confirmation on that, and we still have to go down and then back up again. If you're confused, you're like, well, is the market going to go up or down? The answer is yes. I can also take the guesswork out of it for you. Just check out my watch list. For your welcome, you made $515.69. This guy actually owned a house next to me. More specifically, exactly across the street. So I guess if you want to know where I live, it was really smart, Bravo. And I don't know who this is, but you ain't making 69. Sorry. 95%. For those of you that are like, you said the market's gonna crash. No, that's what CNN says. I just say what they say. And then I don't get in trouble for repeating what CNN says, except from you guys. You're like, that's propaganda. Or you could be on the other side. You want to try this? Where you say something and then Gavin sues you for $787 million? He's suing Fox News for defamation because someone may have made a phone call. Maybe they didn't make a phone call. And I will say it gets tough over here trying to figure out what stories are true or what not. I mean, I think he got Salesman of the Year in 2021 for U-Haul. I mean, the only thing that I can confirm is that he cheats on his wife. And why do they do that? Well, before they deny it. These guys always have hot wives. They're like, what? And a family. Never figure it out. Here's something for you to figure out and try to explain this to your kids. Tell your kids, you're going to need to make over $100,000 a year. I used to do this with my high school students. Do this weird thing called a budget. Like, do you want to have a car? You know, transportation, a job, clothing, food, and they couldn't believe how much they have to make. And then parents would come to back to school night and they're like, thank you so much, Mr. Bravo. Children are actually being nice to me. Just tell your kids, and I don't know if they figured out taxes or whatever, that is $45.67 an hour. If you have a job in California, you're halfway there. And coming in from Apollo M&A activity, it's slightly weak, kind of like weaker than when they all locked you down in a house and said you can't work. And, you know, kind of as weak as like 2008 and 2009. A recession. See the gray bar? Recession. Oh, hey, where's that gray bar? And this just in, everything's perfectly fine. The stock market went up. The 1% are doing great. But the rest of you, maybe not so much.
Personal spending comes in negative, down 0.1%. And that's been a concern for the Fed. Is the economy slowing because consumers are slowing? We saw in yesterday's GDP report that consumer spending had fallen much more than the government had originally reported.
Now, if you guys caught that, but it's like, yeah, personal income falls, spending falls, everything's falling off a cliff. As you know, someone in Studio A is throwing up futures up, stock market up, Bitcoin up. So confusing. And while he's talking about, I'm going to stop him on the stock market. U.S. GDP revised lower as consumers slash services spending. And you guys are the economy. As Winnebago cuts guidance as soft demand hurts RV. See that again, this is economy. RV retail sales cuts demand, cuts guidance, cuts everything. Consumers cut everything. Would you also like to know what else got cut? This is the first time. So you can go down here. Does it? I didn't want to give it. Oh, I gave it away. Social Security benefits. Look at this for the first time in history. Looks like you don't have any money to spend. I'm sorry, it's getting cut. You want to know what else is getting cut? Currency debasement. Oh my gosh, look. The dollar and stonks. Womp womp. There's your dollar. There's your stonk. Remember, kids, don't save your money. If you save it, you lose it. So if you save a penny for a rainy day, you won't have a penny. And cutting your spending, saving money, all the stuff that the government will tell you to do will not work. I come here every day. I'm like, take out one contract. That's it. And then take that extra $515, do whatever you want. If you don't know how to do it, I know someone who could teach you how to do it. So when we are in these, can you click subscribe? Check to see if you've been unsubscribed. Really appreciate it. So when we're in a recession and you have housing defaults and you can't sell your house and everyone keeps checking their app, like, did my house go up in value? On Zillow, right? It's like people's savings account. What are you doing, Bob? Take that 30 seconds and instead of checking Zillow, click a button on a screen. As if you're selling your house and then buying it back and then selling it and buying it back. It's not that difficult. Look at this. This is off, well, almost, that's off the chart. Almost off the chart. Want to know what else is off the chart? 6 million student loan borrowers on track to have their wages garnished. I was not English major. Guess what all of those students are going to vote for? Socialism. Yeah, I know, right? All these dang rich people. All these H-1B bringing cheap labor to everyone. If you thought about going to work for AT&T or Citi or Verizon or Google or not so much Amazon, that's all being done by computers. Well, Microsoft cuts thousands of American workers. America. They've already requested 14,000 more H-1B. What you are going to see is people from Islam, Hindu, Buddhist, Chinese, probably not Judaism. They're they're all, I know, and we just bombed them. What are you talking about? And they're coming up there. Here, I'll draw it for you. See, we bombed here, and then they're like, oh, okay, we'll get them all back, and we'll come over here. And sorry, I've never colored really well in the lines. And then people like this will rule you because he is socialist, also known as communist. He will rule you and he shall win. And if you want to, you can bet on it. I wouldn't be voting for Eric. Look at this. 18%. Zohran is going to win by 73%. Why is he going to win and why will it happen in every city and in every country? It is because it is the way a debt system works. Rich get rich. The middle class need to make it to the rich in America, but the lazy ones are like, this is not fair. And then the socialist will mimic your voice. This is not fair. Then you will give power to them and they will rule you and they will step on your face. And people in the comments section will be, well, they got what they deserve. Problem is, it's coming to everyone. In London, take London. Go over to London. Just went there. They've had one for Muslim, 9 years. Let me just fact check myself. London has had a Muslim mayor for the last 9 years. Good luck. This is it. This is coming to a city. That was a terrible zoom. My apologies. That's okay. That's more gooder. Coming to a city near you. And this plan has been set in place for a very long time. Islamist explains the plan over America. Big changes coming to America. First, we nominate a Muslim mayor, then the people, the schools, the education, demographic. You're going to have a Muslim president. And yes, I know you're like, I don't believe it.
The Muslims will take over Mecca. They used to laugh at him.
They used to laugh.
What happened?
Yep.
What is Mecca now? Where is it?
Exactly. Also made reference to that Hussein guy becoming president of the United States. Barack. Would never happen. Ha ha ha. Lo and behold, it did. And guys, the differences between the two, South Korea, you don't want to do it. North Korea, you want freedom. People will give it up. They always do. I mean, look what just happened a few years ago. Things that you probably said, I would never do. Look at that. Just, okay, 2 weeks, I'll do it. You want to put in me? Would you like to enter into my body just so we can go back to being normal again? I mean, look at North Korea and South Korea. You see? Huh? Coming to America. It's only going to get worse because you live in a debt-based system where your money that you call money goes poof. If you don't know how to move it, you go poof. If you don't train your kids this way, they go poof. And I hope you sit down with them and they'll just, because you've enabled them for so long, sit down with show them the number. Hey, Lindsay, you got to make $50 an hour. Well, huh? You got to make $94,000 a year. I can't do that. Well, you have no choice. Get out. But let's listen to the mayor as he will repeat what your kids will say, people in college will say, in the whatever. I was going to say workforce, but the amount of things that people have to do to survive, side hustle. Their parents enable everything and pay for everything.
When people say democratic socialist, right? And I'm curious what you think this means. I mean, do you like capitalism?
No, I have many critiques of capitalism. And I think ultimately the definition for me of why I call myself a democratic socialist is the words of Dr. King decades ago. He said, call it democracy or call it democratic socialism, there must be a better distribution of wealth for all of God's children in this country. And that's what I'm focused on, is dignity and taking on income inequality. And for too long, politicians have pretended that we're spectators to that crisis of affordability. We're actually actors, and we have the choice to exacerbate it, like Mayor Adams has done, or to respond to it and resolve it, like I'm planning to.
I was actually just watching, not Zohran, they need to show Zohran, this guy, Cuba. Right? Socialism works really great. This dude was crying. First time that he's like, I saw this in movies, didn't know it really existed, where there's actually food, meat. He was looking at meat and he's like, there's meat. I can just buy it. I don't have to wait 20 years. Crazy. Yep. There you go. Here's a fact about Cuba. 4th richest nation in the world. And what changed? Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh my gosh, you're right. Right. Cuba. It's Florida, a beautiful island. Imagine if you owned any of those cars right now. I would love one of those. What's Cuba look like now? Not so good. Please, moms and dads, or even if you're not, teach your kids. Teach them about capitalism. Teach them about starting businesses and moving their money, which I have been doing for 40 years. And with that, I love you. I will see you tomorrow.